Yeah, now Arizona, just to clarify, Elenin and NIBIRU are in two different locations of outer space coming from different directions, correct?
No, they're all coming out of Leo.
Oh, they are? Okay.
They're coming out of Leo.
That was my confusion. And you are saying that we will see them in the southern hemisphere first, so our Australian, New Zealand friends really should be on alert now?
I've been told that the astronomers in Australia and New Zealand both can already see them, and that's where these coordinates came from, was Australia.
Okay, that's good stuff. And
they're seeing them in the sky right now.
Yeah.
NIBIRU is a little further back, from what I understand, than Elenin. You'll see Elenin first, and then when you look a little harder, you'll see NIBIRU. It's right behind it. They're not very far apart.
Now, have you done any conversations with Francis, the Perfect Minds? He's in chat now, I believe. Have you seen any of his stuff, Arizona, from YouTube?
No, I haven't.
Maybe you two could get together, because he seems to have an awesome amount of knowledge that he actually taught himself and researched, because he wanted to know the truth was what was going on. And of course, as you know, him and Terrell have opposite opinions about the whole deal. Me not being a space guy, I kind of got to take in everybody's input, connect the dots, and hope for the best type of thing. Because as far as me grabbing a telescope and going outside, again, master of many things, not master of all things. I'd be better off to beat the star over the head with the telescope. It'd be as effective.
Listen, don't feel bad about that. Let me tell you something. If you spent your entire life studying outer space, you'd be just like Carl Sagan. You'd be standing there at your telescope with your mouth hanging down around your knees, because you'd be totally amazed that, I am really inclined to think that outer space, the universe, whatever you want to call it, goes on beyond anybody's wildest imagination. I think it's way bigger than they think it is. And just like the Star Trek Enterprise, they went out there and traveled and traveled and traveled, and they couldn't even get close to seeing the other side of it. And they talked about it all the time, about how far it might be over to the other side. But I don't think it has another side. I think it's just, I think space is enormous, and it's filled with tons of galaxies and solar systems like the one we have. I think there's probably just trillions of them out there beyond anybody's ability to count them all. And so if you're not up on space, well, don't feel bad, because that includes about 99.9% of the planet.
Yeah, well, it was one of those things, I think, to be effective in this kind of stuff, you have to, if you're going to be effective in any of this stuff, you have to have an interest in your heart. And space just never was an interest of mine, because I saw that we weren't taking care of the Earth we were provided. We have no business doing anything out in space until we handle what's here. That's my take. Obviously, space is important to how we live here. But just quickly, we also have area code 425 that's just joined us. Welcome, 425. You're live on Revolution Radio.
Yes, Arizona. This is Hijacker. Listen, this is great stuff. Can you give us some kind of time frame? Is the JPL time frame pretty much what you got lined up?
Well, the time frame looks about like Terrell's time frame. The only thing that I can say is that this thing is picking up speed, and right now she's coming in at 26,000, and you can just about bet your Chicago money that she'll pick up a lot more speed than that now, because she's within sight now, and that being the case, as she approaches our sun, the magnetic attractions will bring it in even faster. So, this thing could be doing 50, 60, 70,000 miles an hour when it goes out over the top of our sun. So, I'm afraid right at this point in time, we'd be guessing if we tried to give a arrival time. But, just clocking it at the speed that NASA and everybody's been clocking it at, they're guessing, late September, October, November. But that could change. It could, if this thing picks up speed, of course, that means earlier. The more speed it picks up, the sooner it'll get here. Because NASA and nobody that I've talked to has indicated that they have allowed for the increase in speed as it approaches on their timetables. So I would say that it's pretty much anybody's guess as to when this thing will arrive. But, you know, I would certainly be expecting it to show up here pretty soon. You know, I mean, we're in August right now, and the earthquakes are really starting to pick up seriously.